1 year ago, I took a screenshot of a bowling alley I never thought I'd visit. I also took a screenshot of a bowling pin that I thought was really cool because my only other source is in a book. Turns out if you revert the photo, it actually is from Plaza Bowling's social media, and I took the picture because the king was my first ever pin, is my favorite. A few months ago, I was emailing bowling alleys in Edmonton, and I found the one. After repeatedly asking my parents to go to this alley, they finally gave in. The same day I found out we were going, I picked out my favorite bowling balls and cleaned them to get them ready. They were pretty dirty because I had just used them the day before, but luckily I know how to polish them really well. After sanitizing and drying them, I gave them a good polish with some vinyl rubber cleaner, and this made them really clean. It was time to pick out a bag, so I picked the one that looked more vintage and packed it with my priorities. I was so excited that I packed these 3 days early. On the day of, I packed my priorities and we got on the road. Our plan was to drive the 300-some kilometer trip straight to the bowling alley and then bowl for an hour and a half, which we reserved a few days earlier. I was so excited when we finally got there, and we got Rockstar parking right in front and immediately went in. First impressions of the place were great. It was well kept and had a great energy. First thing, we met with Trevor and he took us to the back room to see the pin setters. We emailed a few days before and asked for a tour, and they gladly said yes. Their machines were installed in the 60s and are the PBS Schmidt SW1 machines, which have their electronic box mounted on the wall behind. The same type of machine is the CA1, which has the electronics mounted on the side, which tends to get rattled around by the vibrations of the machine. Seeing the masking units from behind was super cool, and the pin setters didn't have any shields, which were removed for maintenance convenience. They also had fully wooden pin decks with striker plates and fully wooden flat gutters, which I've never seen before. Now to the lanes. Above ground ball returns with fully wooden racks, which were painted with really nice colors that matched the place. They had mineralite house balls, which are some of my favorites, and the ball returns had this rack underneath so you could remove them to make room. The ball returns were super cool with the Old Brunswick logo, and the reset button was extremely convenient. They had a protruding foul line with fully wooden lanes and approaches, which were really well kept and well patinaed. Can't forget about the Crown Imperial masking units. We booked one night at a hotel in Edmonton, and their pool table in the basement was the worst I've ever played on. Like, this is basically what it's like to play. It was so unlevel. But we decided to go back to the bowling alley the next day because that was the entire point of the trip, and we had time. I did get a ball bounce out. It went from the right gutter, bounced out off the curtain into the left, rolled out. Still bowled exceptionally well, bowled 4 games over 200. I have never bowled that well in a session, and even after bowling, while I'm editing this video, I could not match that. We did also get to see some vintage pins, Mendez Super 5, Brunswick Score King Plus with stripe neck, which I have not seen in person before. Also saw a Fleetwood pin, which that was a first for me. I have been looking for one since, and we also saw the PBS dual logo, which I got the worst picture of the back logo I've ever seen. but they did give us 2 pins because I bowled well. I bowled a 200 and I got a turkey, and the moment I got home I designed and 3D printed this mount for them just so that I can display them. I definitely recommend bowling at Plaza. It was one of the best experiences I've ever had at a bowling alley. I would definitely recommend visiting Plaza. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and please remember to subscribe.